Hey everyone, welcome back to Chill Silver and such. This week I kind of wanted to cover two topics in one. One being, which, if you're a new stacker, you may not know what the GSR, gold to silver ratio. I mean, you may have heard of it, but I wanted to kind of go through it and kind of give you my philosophy on how to work the GSR, when to buy what, and stuff like that. Another thing I wanted to bring up in this video was graded coins, especially if it's 90% silver coins, and kind of, I guess, what you want and kind of what you want to look for. And this one is an Annex, which is not like the top tier, grading company, of course, but that's the thing. Annex, a lot of people, buy because sometimes they'll be cheaper, and these grades are sometimes suspect. So let's go over this first. This is an Annex Benjamin Franklin 90% silver $half. And I got this when I first started stacking, and it says mint state 64, but you can see a little bit of some toning there on that, on the silver itself. So Annex is a little bit suspect. Honestly, if it were me, if you're looking for coins that are graded or you're looking to grade some, stay with NGC or PCGS, because they're top tier, that everybody trusts them, they know them. Annex, I'm not 100% sure that everyone's going to give you what an MS64 would be if you were to try to sell this. But I just wanted to show this because this is one of my first pieces that I got when I first started to stack silver. And I know people that are starting out now may try to stack these because they're a little bit cheaper. But honestly, I would stay with NGC or PCGS if you're going to go that route. And see, that's just a 1965 MS6 or 63. Sorry, it kind of looks like a 5 there on the lens, but it's a 63. So 9% silver Benjamin Franklin $half, which I love these coins. They're super awesome. But I'll honestly just stack the coins themselves. Don't worry about graded stuff. I mean, unless it's like a mint state 68 plus, because then you could get more than what it's worth in silver. But yeah, if it's not immaculate, I wouldn't worry about doing all that stuff. But aside from just mentioning that, the grading companies and stuff like that to kind of be aware of, I wanted to mention as well the GSR, which is gold to silver ratio. And so basically the gold to silver ratio is how many ounces of silver can I buy 1 ounce of gold, a 1 troy ounce of gold. So as of right now, the GSR has kind of gone up because silver price went down and gold price kind of stayed the same, kind of went up just a tad. So I think gold price is about $2,028 right now, and silver is 24-ish, so 24.35, something like that. So the GSR is about 80, around that. And so that means that it roughly takes about 80 troy ounces of silver to buy 1 troy ounce of gold. And my kind of outlook on this is that I'm not going to start heavily stacking gold unless that GSR gets down to 70 or lower. And even at 70, it's like I'll buy some here and there. You really want to hit it when it gets to about like 50 or 60, somewhere there. Once it hits 60 and starts getting around that range, then it's good to start looking at gold and starting to go from there. But with it being 70 to 80, man, just stay with silver, because honestly, you're going to get with how the premiums are and everything like that. You're not going to gain anything by trying to go and trade in a lot of your silver for gold. I mean, it's just, I would just wait for that number to come down, and it will, because the markets, if you've looked at it over the past 10 years, the GSR, there was a point in time when, the GSR was in the 40s, and sometimes I think even in the 30s. So just wait, and that number will come down, and then you can actually start heavily stacking gold. And I mean, I recommend that, highly recommend it. But yeah, I wanted to go over that because I know a lot of people are not super familiar with the idea of, okay, well, I know this is a silver stacking channel and we talk about stacking silver, but yeah, I mean, I buy gold and I want to buy gold. But the thing about it is, gold's over $2,000 an ounce, and silver's, 23, 24, well, it's 24.35 now an ounce. But I can actually buy a good bit of silver as compared to gold, and when that GSR comes down, you'll have a lot of silver that you've been stacking, and you can trade a little bit of it and get you some gold. But yeah, I would not try to get, super heavy stacking on the gold right now. Wait for that number to come down. If gold kind of dips a little bit, kind of like what silver did, it kind of had a little bit of a dip, then yeah, jump on it. But as of right now, I would just kind of, back off of it a little bit, keep stacking your silver. And there's another idea that people are having, which is, FOMO, which is fear of missing out. That's a good looking filly right there, just to, as we're talking about this. But yeah, there's people are having FOMO, fear of missing out, thinking that, oh, if I don't buy, all this silver right now, if I don't buy all this gold right now, it's going to go, the price is going to go too high and I'm not going to be able to afford it or something like that. And that needs to be put to rest. No one, if you're new or not, you could be a brand new stacker, or you could be very seasoned. But the thing about it is, no one should be having that fear of missing out, because for one, gold and silver is not going to go anywhere. Yeah, the dollar is probably going to get weaker over time, but the thing about it is, you don't need to be pressured into spending your life savings basically right now, this very second, to buy all gold and silver. Don't get into that mindset. Don't let people fearmonger you into putting all of your money into gold and silver this very second. Now, I do advocate for, creating a budget and then using that budget monthly or bi-weekly, whatever it is, to get your gold and silver. But don't let people pressure you into thinking that you have to buy everything right now. It's not true. I mean, the industry is the way it is, and it's a business, of course, and so people are going to try to push the product, aka they're going to try to push their metals. But the thing about it is, I mean, you don't need to bankrupt yourself trying to get in on the silver market when the silver market is not going to go anywhere. As we've seen, we had a kind of a spike, in silver price, and now it's kind of dipped down a little bit. So don't let people get in your mind and in your head and make you think that you just absolutely have to get it right now, this very second, or you're not going to get in. Because it's just not true. And just to show you, these guys, probably 2 weeks ago, maybe less than that, were almost like unobtainium. You could not find these the buffalo rounds, silver rounds. You could not find these anywhere, and these were selling pretty hot commodity as far as the video I had on the Canadian maple leafs and stuff like that to buy in case you couldn't find these. And people were getting bought out because they were having that fear of missing out. People were using that fear-mongering tactic to tell people you have to buy it all right now. So no one had these. But now, they're kind of showing back up, and I just don't want people to get into get the idea in their mind that they have to go and get these right now, or they're just not going to get them, because that's not fact. So really, it comes down to your budget, follow the GSR, and just just look and see, like, okay, well, what makes sense for you right now? Does it make sense for you to, stack some gold? Great. Does it make sense to just keep on stacking silver? Also great. But just like go through with your budget, what's best for you, and just go from it, with that idea in mind. Don't get that fear in your mind thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get it. I got to get it right now. That's not true. So just, do what you can with what you got. And if you're stacking in anything, no matter what quantity or whatever that might be, you're at least stacking, and that's what counts. So you could be buying an ounce a week. That's fine. You're stacking. That's what matters. You don't need to be, making yourself go broke over trying to get in on the action. The action's there. You're not going to miss it. I promise. So, but I just wanted to make that video, this video, to cover that. And also, like I had mentioned before, the coin grading companies, just don't get out there and pay a super hefty amount of money for coins like this, because honestly, when it comes down to it, unless it's just an absolute immaculate coin, it's not going to be worth getting it for one, and then having it graded. That's a whole process you have to go through, and it's really not worth it to me unless, like I said, it's an immaculate specimen, or it's one that wasn't, there wasn't a big minting of it, like the key date Morgans. That's a different story. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of go through those things, and just to let people know is like, you can still get in on the market. And I still know people, right now that are just now starting to get their first few ounces of silver, and I'm just telling them is like, just be patient. Don't try to go in and say, I'm gonna buy 100 ounces, or my first purchase of silver, I'm going to go in and buy 100 ounces, unless that's in your budget. If it's in your budget, go for it. But I just don't want people to go in thinking that it's like a do or die, and then they end up having to resell some of their silver to make up that money, because they'd be broke. I just don't want people to end up that way. You need to be in this market, but don't get into it thinking that you're just going to miss out regardless. But yeah, the actual community we have, the silver stacking community, and this is a nice little American Prospector Engelhard 1/4 ounce silver coin. Pretty cool little coins. But the community we have is a silver stacking community. It's a great community, super nice people everywhere. So if you have questions, please comment, ask me, there's other people that will answer these questions, and I know that people look out for each other in this community we have. So yeah, if you have questions about the gold to silver ratio, if you have questions about coin grading companies, if you have questions about what silver I should be buying now, how much I should be buying now, stuff like that, please just reach out and ask, and I'll make videos on these topics if needed, or when they're needed, to help you guys out. But I just don't want you guys to, especially the new stackers, to get out there and just think that I have to do this right now, because you have time. Silver is, I won't say it's not going anywhere, because the market is unpredictable kind of right now anyway, but you have time. Don't get in and think you just have to spend all your money, because that is not the way to think about it. You're going to end up probably reselling half that just to recoup some money to live. So you want to stack and keep your stack. Don't stack, then resell your stack to get some money back to pay for basic necessities. So, but anyway, I know that was kind of like a rant, but I just don't want these, with the community we have, the silver stacking community, I don't want people to get taken advantage of, because you can lose everything you have in this, doing this. But the thing about it is, you will be just fine if you budget yourself and you do it responsibly. But if you just go in and you say, I'm going to put my whole what, 3/4 of my paycheck on silver and buy all this silver and, you know, just hoard it. It's not healthy, and that's going to end up, you know, giving you a giving silver a bad reputation and giving you a bad taste in your mouth for silver, because you're like, well, that wasn't worth it. I bought all this silver and they're saying to stack, but I had to end up selling some because, you know, the money just wasn't adding up. So just be patient with it. Buy what you can when you can. Make a good budget for what you can use on silver and gold, monthly, bi-weekly, whatever it may be, and go with that and stay to your budget. You'll be fine. And if you have any questions, please comment below. Ask me, the people in the community. We're here to help, and we want to help. So please just ask questions. There really is no stupid question when it comes to this stuff, because it can get confusing at times. And, you know, like these, when you see these Engelhard rounds like this, people are like, oh my gosh, that Engelhard they don't make that anymore. I gotta get out there and buy, you know, as many of these as I can find. That's not true. This right here, yes, they don't make Engelhard anymore, but the thing about it is, you'd be just as well off buying these, the Buffalo silver rounds. I would recommend buying those over that any day. But if you come across those at a good price, buy some. I mean, it's just that simple. Stay with your budget. Stay on a good price scale of like with me in silver. What I look at when I buy is, I'm going to buy silver at a price that's spot plus the premium of whatever, you know, if it's a maple leaf or whatever, there's going to be a premium, you know, for it. But I'm not going to spend over 30% of what the spot price is for just a particular 1 ounce round or bar, whatever it may be. So like for this bar or this round here, if spot is $24.35, or just say 24 even, just to make it easy, and then 30% of that would be $7.20. So this round, I'm not spending over $31 for this round. So just set you a hard limit like that, and just go at it with the idea of, this is a physical thing that you're going to have to buy and store. And it's not going to be an immediate return. It's something that's a long-term hedge against inflation. So please just set you a good budget up. Don't really worry about all the grading stuff unless you seriously have something incredible, an immaculate piece. And then ask questions. We're here, the silver community is here, and we're here to help. So I know this is kind of a ranchish kind of video, but I wanted to get that out for the new people that are just getting in. And I've been seeing a lot of fear and people saying, oh, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to get in to the silver market and stuff like that. But just be patient with it. Set you up a good budget. You'll be fine. But as that is, I'm gonna wrap up this video now. But as I said, please comment, questions, anything, and I'll be happy to answer them. And there are no stupid questions, I promise. But anyway, this has been T Chill Silver and such. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you very much.